So if you weren't already aware, we are less than a week away from a brand new Nintendo console generation, you know? What is it? We had the Switch OLED, that didn't bloody count. The Switch Lite, nah, that didn't count either. I'm saying this like it's like I'm being sarcastic, but no, those weren't the new generation, guys. This is though, and you know what? Does it feel as exciting? Do you feel the hype? I remember when the Switch 1 came out, or just before it came out, I was like super giddy. Same thing for like the Wii U, I guess, maybe? I don't know, I got that for Christmas, so I guess I wasn't too crazy where I had to get it day one. 3DS though, I think that came out 2 days after my birthday, so that was very exciting to get that like day one, I guess, or day -2, because I got like a piece of paper for my 11th birthday saying, oh, 3DS. But like that was fun, that was good. Did you guys get that? Like if it was your birthday around like when a console came out or something, or you didn't have it yet, or your parents like tried to get it? This has happened for that, and I remember a graphics card I got for Christmas once. It was a piece of paper saying like graphics card NVIDIA or something. Oh, nice little memory. I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's nice to have that piece of paper, but we're not talking about pieces of paper today, guys. We are talking about just a few points of my opinions on, you know, getting them out there before the console actually launches. Now, so far, from Nintendo's perspective, it seems like they're not really treating this as intensely as at least they did with the Switch when it released, because you remember when the Switch released, they just wanted you to think about the Switch, just that constantly. With this, we haven't even seen any video game news outlets receive the console early for like review or anything. There's apparently this big day one patch, which everyone keeps bloody talking about, because a few people have already got their little nifty hands on the console early, which makes sense, you know, that's what happens, you know, I guess across the board. I don't know if Nintendo are trying to act all chuffed about knowing about that. I think they're taking down videos and stuff related to that, but it's already out there. They're not giving out the consoles to reviewers to, you know, give them a proper review, I guess, out before the console. And that can mean two things. The most likely is that they're just very confident that they don't need that, you know? And another one is like, oh, it's not ready, or like, you know, they need this day one patch to fix everything. I actually think it's a third weirder option, which is that this console, if you didn't get this vibe already, I think it's going to be a bit of a soft launch. I think they're going to just post it, be nonchalant about it, see how it goes, and then slowly start ramping things up and up and up and up and up to a point where come a few months into summer or Thanksgiving, sort of Black Friday time, or especially by Christmas, it's all you're going to hear about. But I also think it's interesting to see that Nintendo isn't really a game-making company anymore. You know, they're more of just a global IP. You know, they've got theme parks, they've got stores, they have movies and stuff. There's so many different projects where almost being nonchalant about their main thing, you know, their upcoming console, almost is a statement, really, you know, that they're more than just video games. So maybe it's also just a case of trying to have that message where it's like, okay, obviously we're going to promote it, we're going to do a big campaign for it, but you know, they're still celebrating, oh, the brand new store. Oh, look, oh, Super Nintendo World with the Donkey Kong expansion just came out. By the way, I do think it's kind of funny that they just did this big brand new redesign for Donkey Kong, and yet at the theme park, it's all still like the old DK look, especially the big mascot. I'm sure jump a year, there's going to be some video on this channel talking about like, oh, they changed the mascot of DK to the new redesign or something like that. But I really want to go, guys. Have any of you guys managed to go to the theme parks yet? I haven't gone to Nintendo World once, and I really want to. Maybe next time I'm in LA, I'll try and go. And I think that same mentality, which they have with the Switch 2, where it's going to be a case of like, there's just going to be so much news and so much we don't know about it until we get our proper hands on the console itself and some time with it. And if you need any proof of that, you can just look at Mario Kart World as well, because I feel like that's got a very similar cadence with what they're doing. I mean, look at me. I went to the show in London to try out the Switch 2, and I discovered like mechanics which are in Mario Kart World which haven't appeared in any other piece of media. And that feels kind of cool. I'm on the little Mario wiki talking about the big boat. It's pretty cool, but that just goes to show you how little we know. We've heard some people talk about a UFO in the game. We have all these little tiny bits which Nintendo are releasing on their Nintendo Today app about Nabbit being just like walking around, just chilling in the open world. when you're in free roam? Like, what is that about? Is he a shop? Is he more missions? What is the purpose of it? Is he just an Easter egg? There's so much to this game that we really don't know, and that we really probably won't know until maybe even a week after the console's out. I feel like there's going to be so much information just bombarded at everyone, like, oh, check this out, check this out, check this out. And a lot of people, such as myself, honestly don't really want to be spoiled with some of these experiences. Like, I, of course, if I saw news about how many new Mii customizations you get in the Switch 2, I would immediately click on that article or whatever, but almost not knowing is part of the excitement right now. Like, I'm really excited to just have my raw reaction. Maybe I'll do that as a video, guys. Maybe we'll upload a video as soon as I get the Switch 2, reviewing the setup, going through it all, and then checking out to see if the Miis are different at all. That could be funny. Even just going into the settings and clicking on Miis, that could be fun. Making a couple of Miis. We could do it live maybe, or we could do it as a quick video. I don't know. And other things to consider with this is what they're really pushing, because so far what it seems like they're really pushing with the Switch 2 is obviously Mario Kart, is the higher tech in this. Like, Nintendo doesn't really focus on the hardware side of things. They don't really be like, oh, look, 720 display. But this time, they're like, oh, look, it supports 4K, 120 hertz. Look at all these numbers and stuff. Like, they're not used to showing that as sharply as they're doing with this. And I think, like, the horsepower and, like, the idea of, like, oh, this is a very powerful device and making it feel a little bit more mature is one way they're marketing and showcasing this console. And the other way is with the social aspect, right? We have that game chat feature, and even me thinking about it, this might be a bit more conspiracy theory sort of with the Switch 2, but it being called the Switch 2 and then sort of having the tagline of like anytime, anywhere, together on Nintendo Switch 2 makes me think like, oh, 2 together. Like, that seems like maybe that's just a little funny thing they decided to do, but like a big push of this social aspect makes me feel like that was another reason why they decided to call this Nintendo Switch 2 instead of what they initially sort of had planned, which was Super Switch. I think they mentioned that in one of the Ask for Developers interview, which is pretty interesting. And that similar sort of has a vibe where it's like, oh, okay, let's name it this. What can we do surrounding that? How can we make it feel different? And I think the idea of like, oh, the Switch 2 together, maybe that's corny, maybe that's silly, but I feel like that is one of the reasons. Maybe you guys could debate me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure I would bet money that, or maybe I wouldn't bet money. I'd bet something. I don't know. I'd bet a single dollar that might have had a reason they decided to call it Switch 2, but maybe I'm crazy. We also have, oh my god, we also have Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 coming out the day Switch 2 comes out, which is going to be bloody crazy. Like, there's going to be a group of people super excited, immediately playing Deltarune, and then there's going to be everyone else playing Mario Kart, and then I don't know, there's going to be everyone else playing something else, I guess, or people who have no choice but have to play Deltarune. Actually, I haven't played Deltarune 1 or 2. Maybe I could stream that before the console releases. I should probably do that, maybe. We also just still have very little information of what's happening after this release, right? We have Mario Kart, obviously, with the Switch console itself, and then we have Donkey Kong next month. But even with DK, we still know very, very little about that game and what's going on after that. Like, we have, titles like the Hyrule Warriors game, Metroid Prime 4. We just got the release date for Pokemon Legends ZA, which is on October 16th, I think. Maybe? I think it's October 16th. Maybe I'm wrong. But all of these are pointing towards us potentially getting a direct towards the latter end of June, or maybe early in July, which lines up perfectly with what they've done with previous E3s and Nintendo Directs each year, it seems. So we're gonna go crazy. We're gonna have lots of fun with Mario Kart. I also think there's gonna be a lot more characters which they haven't shown in Mario Kart yet. I'm praying that we get Diddy Kong. If not, I think he's gonna be like one of the first characters we get as a free update to the game. But apart from that, really, I just want to play Mario Kart. But what do you guys want to do when you get your hands on a Switch 2? Were you able to pre-order it? Are you gonna wait a little bit? What is your opinion on all of this? Do you think this launch is going to be successful, or do you think it's going to be a complete blunder? Let's hear you in the comments below, and be sure to stay subscribed to Mood News for everything video game and internet culture. All right, guys, bye bye.